Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Bucs. Win for the Panthers puts them in the lead for the NFC South. And that win, paired with a win next week over the Saints, is the key for them to get into the playoffs by way of winning the NFC South. For the Bucs, they just need to win, and they clinch the NFC South. Which team has a better chance to win a playoff game versus Dallas or Philly? Because that's kind of who they're looking to match up against in round one.
I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. And the reason why I'm going to go with them, I feel like they're a hot team. They're like that Jaguars, Bengals team that are just hot right now. And I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just ran out of steam. I just don't think they have it in them anymore. I think this might be a year that Tom Brady doesn't make the playoffs because we shouldn't even be speaking about this late in the season. This division should have already been wrapped up 5 weeks ago.
By Brady.
Tom Brady and the Buccaneers just continue to leave the door open for, these teams that could still make it in their division, which is just mind-boggling to me. So, of course, I don't think either team could beat Philly or Dallas, but I would take the Panthers over the Buccaneers to win a game against, to have a better chance.
Okay. Tom, I'm going to rephrase it a little different for you. Who wins the South? Right now, Tampa Bay, Carolina, and New Orleans are all alive. But New Orleans would need to win out. They would need the Bucs to lose out, and they need the Panthers to win this week, but lose in week 18. So out of those three teams, who wins the NFC South?
All right. The Bucs. So I'm going to ask you guys a question. And Ryan and Derek, we say it all the time. What does the NFL love?
Storylines.
All right. So you're going into the playoffs. What would the NFL, what's going to sell and what's people going to watch more? Taysom Hill and Andy Dalton, Sam Darnold, or Tom Brady in the playoffs?
I mean,
I don't know. Sam I am is looking a little dangerous.
It's kind of tough because the Panthers have a great story too. They fire their head coach and make a run and make it to the playoffs.
They fire their head.
Tom Brady in the playoffs, though,
and I think they would probably make the playoffs with the worst record to ever make the playoffs.
Hold on.
Don't quote
Hold
me
on. The Panthers. They started 1-4. They traded the best player on their team, Christian McCaffrey. They fired their head coach, and their interim head coach, Steve Wilkes, has led them to a place where maybe now. And again, they would have to beat the Bucs and knock off Brady. And I agree. The storyline is there to go from Baker to Sam Darnold to PJ Walker, and then just continue that carousel to fire your coach, trade your best player, and then rebound and make the playoffs. Keep pounding, baby. That's a hell of a story. And then they cut Baker Mayfield.
Right.
I don't know.
The NFL wants Tom Brady in the playoffs. The fix is going to be in. The Bucs are going to win the game.
Tom, is Brady done in Tampa Bay after this year?
I think Brady's done football after this year.
What? Have you heard any of his recent interviews? Do you think he's done too?
And in Tampa Bay, I think he's done.
I think he's done in Tampa. I don't think he's done in the league.
I'll never say Tom Brady's done in the league until I hear from his mouth.
Well, he was just on his podcast.
And even if I heard it from his mouth, I still wouldn't believe it.
Well, he came out on his podcast this week or last week and was like, when it comes to that, I'm not even thinking about that right now. And when that day comes, I'm going to make sure it's what I want because last time it wasn't. I don't know. I think. Listen, in the Madden League and BG, this dude Tom Brady is 48 years old and he's still active in our season. I think Brady is playing till he's 50. Tom.
I think he's done. I think his body. I think he's after this year. He's been hit too many times. He's regressing. I think he's done. I think he's going to retire after this year. That's just my opinion.
All right, D.
Who's the oldest quarterback? Was it Vinny Testaverde?
I think Vinny was only like 44, which Brady. I forget. I have to look.
Hold on. As of yesterday, Brady has officially spent 50% of his entire life in the NFL.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Wild.
Yeah, it's
and
crazy.
Tom has spent 100% of his NFL career on his pecker.
Greatest quarterback ever, brother.
Greatest quarterback ever. Anyway, all right. D. I mentioned earlier that the Panthers started 1-4. They traded C-Mac. They fired their coach. and Steve Wilkes has led them to a potential playoff berth. Whether or not he gets them into the playoffs, has he earned himself the nod to become the Panther? Oh, and he got an endorsement by his players publicly that they want him as the next head coach, and that goes a long way. Has he earned the spot, or has he earned a chance to become the next permanent head coach of the Carolina Panthers?
I wouldn't say, head coach, yes. Permanent, meaning years, no. I think you give him a 1-year contract and kind of just see how he does. Even if they have a terrible season next year, though, but you see progression, like they're losing to good teams by a touchdown or by 3 points. That's progression. If they're making progression, then I think you give them, because I mean that team, their defense. If they put a couple pieces there, it could be better. But I mean, what he's done with this team is crazy. Like it is amazing. So, and if you have your players backing you too, that means those players are playing up for him. So yeah, I think you give him a year contract, see how it goes, and then from there, because I mean, what did they give Matt Rule? Like a 10-year contract or something? I remember he had like an insane contract, which was like crazy because he coached Temple and then went to Baylor. So that was kind of like crazy for him to get that contract. So yeah, I'm on board with him definitely getting a nod for next year at least.
Yeah, he got a 7-year, $62 million contract.
Yeah, it's crazy that's crazy for a coach.
So D, who wins the game?
I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I'm gonna ride the hot hand. I'm going Panthers.
Interesting. Tom, who wins?
Bucs.
I'm with you, but I'm with you, Tom. I do like the story of the Panthers. I think that Darnold has a chance here to I think Darnold got a chance to do something special here, but again, I think I trust Tom just a little bit more. All right. Not you bum.
Just like we trusted the Lions last week, and look what happened there.
Hey. Hey.
One game this season.
I am emotional, Tom. I will go off on you. Don't you fucking talk about my Lions. Your Chargers finally made the fucking playoffs for the first time since 2016 or 18?
You talk about Derek's Raiders.
No, they were in the playoffs. They beat your Chargers to get in the playoffs last year.
Please don't talk about them.
Leave the past in the past, brother. They're talking about now in the future.
Oh, please don't bring up that dysfunctional team.
That was that tie game. They both tied, and the Steelers got eliminated. I remember. Never mind. All right, let's jump over to the